Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. This is such an exciting time of year. I have to say, I wake up in the morning these days and I just jump out of bed because I'm so excited to get out into the garden, get out into this beautiful weather and start planting some beautiful blooms. So I am working in the back garden today, and the back garden has had a major makeover this whole winter/spring. We actually didn't even plan on doing this entire makeover until probably late fall is when we decided to really go for it. And I'll show you why that matters based on what I am planting today. But let me give you guys a little bit of an update on what's been going on in the backyard. So as you can see all of the concrete, the diamond concrete. We still have not sealed the gravel, but we ordered the gravel sealer and it's coming here. We needed so much of it, we had to buy it wholesale. So it is coming, and that is going to be a major project. But the other thing that we have been doing is we were able to cover all of these berms that we made. So basically all the soil that was cleared out for here to make the patio, instead of getting rid of the soil, we created berms all around these October Glory maples and kind of along the fence back there. And I think it's so pretty because this garden was flat as a pancake. It had no interest to it. And now we've got a little bit more interest, which I'm really liking. The problem is that soil, the soil that was right here was really compacted. It was quite rocky. It was not great soil. So what I did is I did what I've done in the rest of my garden, and I covered it with a couple inches of compost. You can see right here. So I just ordered a delivery from the landscape supply place. Everyone asked me all you locals ask me what place I go to. I love Dixon Landscape. Dixon Landscape Materials, I think that's what it is. Anyway, they deliver it. It's great. It's beautiful compost. And I've got a couple inches of really good compost on top of the native soil, which you can see down there. And this is what's considered the no-till method. Brought to us by Charles Dowding from England. He is just a genius to come up with this method. And I tried this method. I decided to go full no-till on this property. And I have to say, you guys, I am so happy I did. It is such a fantastic method, and it's kind of counterintuitive. People have a hard time accepting the fact that just putting a couple inches of compost on top of the native soil is going to make a difference. But you have to remember that compost is a living thing. And as the rain happens, and as the natural cycle in the soil, because soil is a living thing too, then as everything happens over time, it starts incorporating, the goodness starts incorporating into the native soil, and it really improves the soil in a very simple way without coming out here and tilling everything and messing everything up. Now, all this soil right here was dug up and thrown over here, so it wouldn't have been a horrible thing if I tilled it. But the reason why I wanted to do this is I wanted to amend the soil with some compost, and this is a great way to do it. So anyway, that's what we did. We put a couple inches of compost, and then we covered it with arborist wood chips. And I've told you all some of the experiences I've had with arborist wood chips, specifically getchipdrop.com, which is where you can get free wood chips. I had a couple bad experiences last year, and I was going to purchase my wood chips this year, but I'm having a hard time finding just arborist wood chips. There's a difference between mulch and arborist wood chips. Arborist wood chips are all different shapes and sizes, which is really important for breaking down and bringing nutrients to your ground. Basically, arborist wood chips are the most nutritious that you can give to your soil. Mulch is a little bit less nutritious because all the mulch is the same size, and it's not gonna break down the way that arborist wood chips break down. So anyway, long story short, I ended up signing up for a chip drop, and I immediately got a chip drop. What you do on the website is you just sign up, you put your name down and you say, yes, I want a chip drop. And then you wait for them, a chip drop to be available. And last year I was waiting months for a chip drop to be available, and I got this one within a week, which I'm really happy about. But it was just enough to cover back here. beautiful wood chips. I'm so happy with it. It looks like almond wood. So this is all ready to go, and the soil's going to be getting worked on all season, and I'm really, really happy with it, and it's ready to plant. But if you can kind of see back there where Monty is, we still need some more, and I need to put more wood chips back by the greenhouse. So there's still a lot of work to do, and I'm not totally sure how I'm going to get another chip drop. I already signed up for another one, but I'm just not going to depend on it. So anyway, wood chips all around here, all over here to the secret garden, which I think looks really pretty. It's not going to stay this way. We're going to end up putting more gravel and everything, but I just wanted to put wood chips for now so it wasn't bare soil. So anyway, that's the story on the bones of the back garden. We still have a lot of things happening. If you guys saw my factory tour on from Haddonstone, you saw that my fountain was getting made. It is actually on a boat, and it is coming here. It takes a couple weeks to come across from England, and so that should be installed. And I did want to tell you guys, Mother's Day is coming up, and they are having a sale. I think it's an Easter Day sale. It's 30% off all ornamentals. So go check the website. I'll link it down below. Great Mother's Day gift. Then the other thing that's going to happen is I am getting my drop down screen so from Goodwin Cole. So that's going to happen in the next couple weeks. But in the meantime, I want to plant some annuals back here. I'm really excited about it. The problem is when I order my annuals, I have to order my annuals basically in the late summer, fall of last year. And that's because they have to prepare them and they have to grow them and all that kind of stuff. And so during that time when I ordered my annuals, we still had the old porch back here and the hanging baskets and no plans to work on this back garden. So all of the annuals that I ordered for this year are based on the old layout of my back garden. And so I'm kind of working with it just a little bit. I think it's all gonna work out, but basically everything I ordered was for my old garden, and now I'm reimagining it to go into my new garden. So these are the annuals that I ordered for the back garden for this year. And these actually were supposed to go in the hanging baskets that were on my back porch. And so obviously I don't have those hanging baskets anymore. I really have nowhere to hang hanging baskets, honestly. So instead, they are going to go in the berms back here. And I'm pretty excited about it because I think it's going to be very pretty with the fountain and everything. And what I wanted is I wanted to plant up those hanging baskets with one of the Proven Winners recipes of the year. And if you're not familiar with the recipes of the year, they come out with 3, 4 combinations of plants that they have trialed to see how they work with each other. And basically they want a nice color balance. They want a vigor balance. Basically, some plants are more vigorous than others, so they want to make sure one plant isn't going to take over. And this recipe of the year is called Moonlit Lavender, which I just think is absolutely beautiful. I think it is so gorgeous. So it's Supertunia Hoopla, I always say this one wrong, Supertunia Hoopla Vivid Orchid, which is a really pretty kind of fuchsia purple color with a white margin, which is stunning. Then the Supertunia Snowdrift, which I've grown many times. I actually grew that in front of my greenhouse last year. Very, very pretty. So that'll be really gorgeous and pull out the white margins from the hoopla. Then I have Violet Ice, Superbina Violet Ice. And I think that that's going to be a really pretty violet color, just kind of playing around with everything. And then as my thriller, I have Meteor Shower Verbena, which is actually one of my best for the West plants. These guys perform so well for me here in Zone 9B. They're really, really gorgeous. And it's not, what they do for their recipes is they show you the plants that will work well together, which are these 3, the Snowdrift, the hoopla, and the Violet Ice. And then they recommend a thriller if you want to have a thriller in your container. And so their recommended thriller was the Meteor Shower Verbena. So it just makes it really, really easy to choose what you're going to have in your containers and your hanging baskets. And even if you want to use those in your landscape, you know that the colors are going to look really good with each other in the landscape. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm taking the plants that I had planned for my hanging baskets and I'm putting them in these two berms by the October Glory maples. I think they'll look so pretty. I do have Stratosphere Pink Pickety Gara right here that is thriving right now. These are ones that I actually transplanted from my zigzag planter. I didn't want to get rid of them. And I think that those will look really pretty with this combination as well. And then I do have some grasses and some perennials that I do want to plant back here, probably in the back. So this whole area is going to be kind of a work in progress. Since it was so last minute, I have to say it's not like a set out plan. This is kind of one of those fly by the seat of your pants planting plans, which I actually kind of like. Sometimes I feel like those work out better than the ones that I actually plan out. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to go. So anyway, I am just going to get started laying these guys out, seeing where they fit, and then I will get started planting. Yeah, that would be great. All right, I've got all my annuals placed. I think this is gonna look so good, but I have to say, I love planting annuals. I love planting annuals because all the pressure is gone. These guys, they're only going to be here for 1 year. I get to enjoy them all year, but I don't have to worry about them. So if I put them in the wrong spot, or if I don't like how they look here, they're only going to be here for 1 year. Whereas shrubs and perennials, I put a lot more effort into planting and thinking about and making sure I'm getting them in the right spot. And when I plant annuals, I just kind of go for it. And I just love it. It's my favorite type of planting. So anyway, here they are. They're all spread out. I tried to mix them around a little bit, so that they would mix together like in the recipe, but because they're more spread out than they would be in a hanging basket, they obviously are going to be a little bit more, segregated, I guess I would say. But I did put all the violet ice kind of along the edge because those guys are going to be the lowest. Mixed together the hoopla and the snowdrift. And then you can see I have little rivers of the meteor shower verbena over here and some over there. So I'm going to get planting. I think this is the first year of many more that I can say this, but the back garden is all planted up. So luckily I had a little bit of help from Shay. That was great. And we just went through and used the auger to dig the holes, put some of the slow release fertilizer in, and then actually we did amend the holes with some extra compost just to kind of thicken it up a little bit, which normally I don't like doing. I like just using the regular soil, the native soil that's there. But since we just amended this with compost on top, and I probably could have put a couple more inches of compost on top, I just wanted to amend each hole. So they're all tucked in. Jason will come through and he'll hook everything up to drip. I did water everything in, and I think I am going to be coming and watering everything in. One thing that I didn't do, I just didn't get around to it, is before we put the mulch down, after you put the compost down, before you put the mulch down, it's really good to really water all the compost in, get it nice and soaked, and then put the mulch on top so that it kind of traps the moisture in there. And I didn't do that this year, and I should have done that, but instead I'm just going through and I'm really making sure it gets really, really deeply watered. So anyway, they should all grow in. I think it's going to look really, really pretty, you guys. I am so excited to see how it turns out, especially with the fountain that's going to go right here. I haven't decided what I'm going to plant around the fountain yet. I'm thinking maybe lavender or something, or maybe just boxwoods. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Again, this is kind of, you know, fly by the seat of my pants planting back here, but I think it's gonna look really, really good. So that's gonna be it for me. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.